Hello YouTube, welcome back over to GamingHouse. I'm going to bring you the review of Dying Light the Following DLC. So this isn't going to be like a regular review of mine where I have numbers attached to it. The only other time I think I've reviewed DLCs back when Destiny was out. So I'm going to treat it as such, except I'm going to modify it a bit, and since it's only just me, I'm just going to list the things I liked, things I didn't like, and whether or not you should probably get the Dying Light the Following DLC. Starting off, this is of course made by Techland Deep Silver, and I played the Xbox version. I have completed the campaign. There is a campaign playthrough on the channel, you know, if you want to go check that out. But the DLC, if you're buying it separate, is $20 on its own, or it comes along with the enhanced edition of the game, which is essentially the Game of the Year edition, includes all DLC. And also, if you have already gotten the Season Pass, you automatically get this with it. I'm not sure if it applies to those that get it now, but for those of us that have had the Season Pass, we get it. So now let's get to it. The Dying Light Following takes place after the campaign. Anderson's running low back in Haran, so after finding a wounded and dying man who's babbling about some people who are immune and the mother, Kyle Crane takes upon himself to go ahead and explore the area through a secret entrance that leads outside of the city area and into the countryside, which is still covered with infected and bandits of all kinds and sorts, in hopes of finding a probable cure or more band-aid effect to those that are infected. And that is where your game will begin. You will take control. You're in the countryside. You do one or two missions and you get yourself one of the new features of it, which is the buggy, to drive around. Since it's countryside, not like the city of Haran, you're going to be doing most of that driving since it's a lot of flat open ground instead of a bunch of buildings. Let's go ahead and dive into things I enjoyed. Things I enjoyed was the buggy. It was a fun to drive around with. I only played solo. I should have mentioned that earlier when I was listing the things I've done. And I imagine playing with friends, the buggies would be even more fun, having more than one just driving around. It comes with its own driving skills to level up, which will unlock upgrades to put on it, as well as needing to find better parts or craft better parts for said buggy, adding a new layer to the game of Dying Light that you are already familiar with. I also enjoyed this large map that they've actually given us for a DLC. I was actually surprised at how big the map was, and I didn't even explore all of it because I was doing recording. There's lots to go see and find, probably several secrets and of course Easter eggs that are out there as well. And of course, the feel of Dying Light is all still there. Usual fun, guts, and along with now the addition of a buggy to drive through your usual zombies. Other additions that I'm not sure if came with the DLC or with the update. That's always a thing with these DLCs, is usually an update released with them that will also add features. So I'll make note of them that have been added to the game anyway, but it may not be related to DLC at all, such as the inclusion of legendary ranks and a new difficulty mode called Nightmare, where you'll get the most points to earn for your legendary ranks, which will increase damage with all sorts of weapons, as well as health regeneration, and healing and stamina, and one or two other things. But they add more grind, it's pretty much you're adding more grind to the game that you've already played if you wish to go back and start leveling up some more stuff. Now, some things I didn't like. There was some character models that I think they kept talking when they weren't talking. I didn't encounter too many glitches per se. There was some screen tearing, I think, once or twice. I don't know, that might have been on one of the playthroughs videos. And another big one was the ending. There are 3 possible endings to this. I'm not going to spoil them all for you. 2 are pretty much the same thing. But the ending, it's going to be hit or miss with people. And I'm conflicted on it, and I didn't quite like it. And I'm going to leave it at that. I might make another video talking about the ending specifically, but I won't spoil it here for anyone here. If you want to check it out, if I'm not a lazy piece of shit and didn't forget to link it, when I do it, it'll be linked here or in the description. Now then, the final verdict for me is, should you get Dying Light or not? Or Dying Light the Following. And I'd say that's a solid yes. If you enjoy Dying Light, you're going to enjoy Dying Light the Following. There's going to be plenty of you to do and have fun with, especially if you play with others. There's buggies. They're driving around buggies to run over zombies. That's got mods. You put flamethrowers on that shit. If you've never played Dying Light before, I'd recommend keeping an eye on it. I'm not sure if the Enhanced Edition might be worth $60. That's kind of iffy. Maybe $50. But keep an eye on it. I know there's, of course, we're approaching March, which means a lot of games are starting to come out, but keep your eye on Dying Light Enhanced Edition if you are a fan of a zombie game. Definitely check it out. I enjoyed the following, like I said, besides the ending, but it's up for personal opinion. And as always, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Again, you know, maybe check out those Dying Light playthroughs. Yeah? Yeah? You getting it? You get the hint? Are you getting the hint yet? Look at them. And as always, you're welcome to come back over to GamingHouse for more gameplay and commentary.